Hey friends, you've made it to day 5. Here we are, and we are going to drive this home today. So throughout this 5-day experience, I have hinted at or mentioned intuitive eating. So I want to talk a little bit more about that because that's really the thing that made not the thing that made the biggest difference, but it's the guide that I've been following since I've been on this journey. So what is intuitive eating? According to the internet, it is an approach to eating that focuses on the body's response to cues of hunger and satisfaction. It aims to foster a positive relationship with food as opposed to pursuing weight control or weight loss. So all of that is important. So as you have not weighed yourself this week, how has that felt? Has it been freeing? Has it been a little scary, a little nervous? Maybe you didn't weigh before and it's not been a big deal. But one of the things that we're going to begin to do is to tune in to other cues that our body is giving us and de-emphasize that number on the scale. So after you eat, are you feeling energetic? Are you feeling lethargic? Is your heart racing a little bit? That can be a sign of a food sensitivity. Are you eating when you're hungry? Are you able to stop when you're full? That was a challenge for me. Are you feeling content and happy with your food choices? So these are the things that we want to kind of begin to tune in to more and more with intuitive eating. Like I had mentioned before, there are 10 principles. They are not hard and fast rules. They are flexible, and they are cognizant of the fact that this is a process and it takes time. So the ones that were most challenging for me is to realize that food was not good or bad. I have definitely divided food into 2 categories, and the good food was getting pretty small because there was a lot of things that for one reason or another were not healthy foods. So for me to just drop those black and white definitions or those black and white understandings of food was huge. And I also learned how to give myself permission to eat the foods that I had restricted. And I shouldn't say giving myself permission to eat them, because I would eat them occasionally, but then I would feel so guilty. And so to be able to eat those foods and not feel guilty was huge. And just to say, okay, it's a donut. I was hungry for a donut. I ate a donut. Moving on. That's it. What a change. And then the third thing that was challenging and encouraging to me to see the change is that I can eat in ways that make me feel good without straying into diet mentality. And that one has been the hardest for me to unpack. Because for me to think, oh, well, I should eat so that I feel good, but then that's eating foods that are diet foods, and I'm not dieting anymore, and I'm free to eat whatever I want, but I can eat those things and not feel it was a lot of, there's still a fair amount of mental confusion sometimes for me when I make these choices, because in the past, whenever I chose to eat a salad, it was because I was being good and I was on a diet. So now I eat a salad because I know that it fuels my body well and I feel good when I eat it. And so separating and really distancing myself from those old diet habits has been a challenge and quite a freeing journey. So I started intuitive eating in 2021. It's now 2024, and I know that I've come a long way. I know I've made a huge amount of progress, enough so that I feel comfortable sharing it with others. But I still know that there's room for me to grow and change, and this is not over yet as far as my own journey. I'm going to continue to move forward and embrace these principles even more. But I do know that I'm glad to have left the restrict and binge cycle. We're going to talk about that some more in my course if you choose to join me there. And one of the things that is incredibly common with dieters is to restrict what we eat, follow the diet till we can't anymore, and then we binge. And so I am very glad to be done with that. Most days, I don't have any shame for being in a larger body. I can't say every day yet. Maybe as long as I live in America, there will never be an every day. But that's what I'm striving for, just to be comfortable in the body God has given me. And I am learning the way of eating that works well for my body and my life, my current situation. It may change sometime in the future, but for right now, my goal is to eat foods that I enjoy and to eat them so that I'm able to do the things that God has called me to do. So that is just a real brief introduction to intuitive eating. There's a lot there. Obviously, there's 10 principles. If you would choose to join me in my course that I am